Welcome back to another Rat Face 44 Reviews. My name is James, and today we have G.I. Joe Classified Series Steel Core Troopers. So let's get this started! So before we get this started, big shout out to DJC Collectibles. Best place to get G.I. Joe Classified Series. Link will be in the description below. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. We do fun action figure things here. So before we open up the package and take a look at the figures, we're going to take a look at the artwork on the packaging. As you can see, there's some digital renders of the steel core here. They are in motion, so they're blurry, which is kind of weird to me. And in the background here, you'll see the Statue of Liberty, some Trouble Bubble pods with Televipers, I'm assuming. You can see some nice artwork of the Steel Brigade in the green kind of shiny tint. It looks pretty good. I like the orange background. It makes them pop. We got the G.I. Joe logo here. We got the Hasbro logo. G.I. Joe Steel Core Troopers on the bottom. And on the corner of the packaging, you see all the accessories. Tons of accessories. It's going to be... I'm going to try to make it quick. And on the side of the packaging, you'll see the same type of artwork in a larger format. Very good. I enjoy this artwork a lot. Number 95 in the line. And on the back of the packaging, there is some digital renders of the steel core. Tons of accessories. The male steel core is 6.1 inches tall, and the female one is 5.9. Zoom in shots of some details of these figures. There's some rounds here. You got the steel core patch and a zoom in shot of the chest of one of the figures. And on the side of the packaging, there is a blue rendition of the same artwork, number 95 and QR code. So I have my trusty scalpel here. Let's open up these Steel Brigades and take a look. We'll have a comparison with Valaverse Steel Brigade. I'm gonna call these guys Steel Brigade. They're steel core. So we got them all out of the packaging. Quick shot of the Steel Brigade in the cardboard imprisonment. And we have the Foot Locker Steel Core Troopers 95 G.I. Joe logo. There's going to be a lot of accessories here, so I'm going to try to make them quick. So first off, we have these tiny little knives. Both are identical. They have a silver blade and some detailed handle grips. And next we have a suppressor for one of the rifles. So we have 3 identical magazines, just like this one. Also we have 2 identical pistols, just like this one. There is no holes for effects for some reason. And we have this kind of blaster looking rifle thing. So let's go ahead and put the magazine in this rifle. That looks pretty cool. Next we have this weapon. It is not too bent. It is kind of curved, unfortunately, and you can see that the sight is kind of droopy. Let's go ahead and load this up also as we go. And the next accessory here, this blaster kind of looking thing, has some cool detail on it. I like this one a lot better than the other one. It has a green paint detail, just like the other one. They all have kind of the Steel Brigade green, OD green. This one it looks like it has maybe a rocket launcher or a grenade launcher on it. So let's go ahead and arm this one also. Kind of just slots in just like that. Has some cool technical detail on it. It has a scope. This kind of looks a little nerfy. Let's do a comparison of the 2 accessories here. As you can see, they are very, very similar, but one's a little smaller than the other. The scope is a lot bigger on the smaller one. Maybe this is more like a sniper rifle as opposed to this one. It looks like, you know, a grenade launcher. So let's go ahead and take a look at the blast effects here. Really cool kind of sculpting on it. We all seen these, most of these effects with the Viper pack and the Valkyrie pack. So here's the alien looking effect. Here's the multi-shot effect with some white smoke effect on it. This one looks maybe it is for a pistol. Nice effect. So this blast effect doesn't have any paint application as opposed to the Valkyrie pack, which has like kind of a yellow paint application on it. So there's two identical ones. Then we have this smoke effect, we have the crustacean effect, and we have this cone type effect. So this blast effect goes with the jetpacks. There are 4 identical ones just like this. Really cool in this kind of yellow orangish color with the white smoke effect on the end. So let's go ahead and take a look at the jump jetpack. There is some cool technical detail on here. American flag on the back of this with a serial number on it. Let me know in the comment section down below if that's a little Easter egg. There are some cool paint applications on these hoses and hose detail on it. Have a nice peg on the back, and there's still kind of technical detail on the back of this thing also. And there's ports for blast effects, which we'll port them in right now. We might as well do that. Fits right in really nicely. Check that out. That looks really cool. It stays in. They are kind of bent a little bit, but a little heat maybe could fix that up. So the steel core comes with 2 heads, 1 male, 1 female. As you can see, one is smaller than the other. See, they are painted identically. They look really cool. They have some technical awesome detail on this. So as you can see, there are silver paint applications over the mouth part. It has a nice kind of gold yellow, dirty yellow type of paint application there on the visor. There are some molded in kind of lines here that are on the visor, and on the back they look exactly the same too, with a little bit of paint black detail on the bottom portion here, and on the top you see some nice line molded detail there too also. Very cool. So let's take the steel core out of the cardboard imprisonment. So inside of the packaging we have this gray rendition of the same artwork that's on the packaging. Very cool. So here we are, we have all the steel brigades out of the packaging. So let's take a look at the female figure. I think this is the superior figure so far, messing around with it for just a moment. So far, I think this is the Lady J legs. So let's go ahead and do a quality control test. On feeling the figure, it feels like a quality figure. The tightness test is not too bad. There is a vest on this figure that keeps the hindrance of the ab crunch, of course. So let's go from top to bottom. Let's take a look at the head. This is the kind of silver gunmetal type of color on the head of this figure. On the visor, on the eyepiece, blue line piping on the lens here. It looks really cool. I really like the details on the Steel Brigade head. It has kind of like a OD green type of color on the back. And on the shoulders here, there are shoulder pads that are kind of strapped in here. It looks like there's some pouches on her arm here, and there's a nice kind of tampo on her shoulder. The Steel Brigade logo. Single jointed elbows. There is a sheath here for a knife, and you got some black kind of detailing here that's going down over this green vest with some pouches molded in. Got a Joe Pro on her shoulder, and underneath there is a kind of a lighter blue shirt. I love the contrast between the green and the blue. Looks really cool. And on her arm she has these green forearm guards, black gloves. Very cool coordination of color. There is a couple of belts here. There's a belt on the vest. There's a belt on her waist that is kind of loose a little bit, nice and tight, which is really great. There are some pouches, and yeah, pretty much just pouches. It looks like there's like kind of hooks on the back, which is really cool detail. I think they're painted. As we move down, the pants are in this kind of beige color. Some cool molded detail and patches. I think these are the Lady J legs. So on her thighs there is a holster for her sidearm, and on here is just like some sort of pack. It has some molded buckles here. She has green knee pads, and the pants kind of bunch up at the top of the boots. Boots are black and OD green, and we got some nice molded laces details. So let's go ahead and take a look at the male figure of the Steel Brigade. He looks like a football player with these giant shoulder pads. First impressions, same kind of style as obviously the female one here. They have the kind of a mirrored, kind of identical looking getup. We got a nice tampo here, same kind of steel gunmetal color on the Steel Brigade head, blue piping in the visor, light blue shirt underneath, same kind of black belt that goes along the waist. On the shoulder you got the Steel Brigade logo, same kind of beige pants, black boots, got some green knee pads, holster for the sidearm, and the same kind of type of pouch that's on the other side. So on the other shoulder pad you can see some shotgun shells here on the shoulder. Looking at this figure, this is the beachhead body. I'm fairly certain because of the molded kind of sweater detail, line detail. They are pinned elbows and pinned knees, as opposed to the female version is all pinless. Second observation, his legs are kind of gummy, unfortunately. So they will, I don't know what's going on with Hasbro plastic. It's all over the place. Either it's really good or it's kind of bowed out gummy plastic, unfortunately. But overall, this figure looks really cool. I'm happy with the purchase. I think the superior figure is the female Steel Brigade body. It is way higher quality than the male counterpart. So before we gear up the figures, let's go ahead and do a head swap. As you can see, the ball peg is very thin. Should just pop in, I hope. No popping noise. But that looks really cool. Check that out. Color matches very well. Even though the helmet is a little darker, but the color does match. Let's do a head swap of the male figure. Yeah, as you can see, yeah, this is the... I'm not going to go over any articulation. There is hindrance with a lot of the gear that's on this figure. Well, that looks pretty cool. So let's go ahead and gear up the female figure. This is going to be really tough to stand. There you go. I got her to stand up. So let's go ahead and load up the male figure. So there we have you guys. I got the steel core all geared up. They're ready to blast off. I think they look great. The only gripe I have is the old beachhead body with the pins. That's kind of not a big deal, but it is an old buck. Obviously, the gummy plastic that they're using for the male figure. The female figure is probably the best out of the bunch right now, like I was saying. As promised, here is a comparison of the OG Jump Jetpack. Obviously, mine is the Canadian stickered version, as I live in Canada. Different serial number on it, and also there is another sticker right at the bottom. So this definitely has more sticker detail than the classified Jump Jetpack, but they are definitely reminiscent of the OG right here. Really cool. So I broke out all the Valaverse Steel Brigade to do a quick comparison. As you can see, the Valaverse Steel Brigade is a lot taller than the female Steel Core. and the Steel Brigade definitely from Valaverse is taller than the Steel Core figure. Like I said, this is the beachhead body. So my assumptions were correct. These are the Lady J legs. I'm not sure about the upper body. So here's a quick comparison of Grunt's Steel Brigade head and the regular Steel Brigade. It is a lot different. Same with the Gold head Steel Brigade also. It's definitely a different mold and a unique head. So there you have it. What do you guys think? What do you like better? Do you like the Valaverse Steel Brigade or the Steel Core? Me, I'm leaning towards Valaverse. I just think they're a little bit better detailed, better molding, better quality, but that's just me. So there you go, review in the bag. If you like my content, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that like button, share with your friends. So Jojo and Cobra!